Dark, 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 light, dark, dark, light, light. My eyelids fluttered, and the image of a window framing branches flushed with bright yellow leaves against a blue sky resolved itself. I frowned, unsure of where I was and trying to recall what I had been doing. I sat up, pulling my head up off the table. I looked around sheepishly, wondering if I had fallen asleep in public. The library was a quiet buzz of activity around me, people too focused on their own tasks to notice me. I frowned again, finally taking a moment to notice myself. I seemed intact and unhurt, but I felt disassociated somehow. There wasn't pain, but there was a tiny tingle of panic rising as it was dawning on me that I couldn't remember anything. Where was I? Why? Most importantly, who was I? Anxiety was just starting to claw its way through my stomach and up my throat. A small squeak of an aborted scream slipped out. My eyes began darting around, searching for something familiar to settle on. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw that the librarian on the SERP desk was beginning to notice me, his expression shifting from annoyance to concern. Then I saw a woman stepping out from between the deep stacks across the room. She wore all white, nothing flashy, just white jeans and t-shirt, noticeable but not necessarily out of place. Her candy pink hair was twisted into a knot on the top of her head. She moved quickly and with purpose in my direction, tossing a glance behind her and then looking back, looking me in the eyes. She scooped up a backpack from the table and took my arm with a calm smile, moving all the while. "Come on," she said. "We have to get moving." She looked back again over her shoulder. I shook my head, trying to force myself to comprehend what was happening. "Who are you?" I said, my voice much more even than I had expected it to be. She looked back again, then turned to me, and I could see fear edging into her eyes. "We need to move, Jax. Now." I stood as she immediately took my arm and began propelling me forward. "Why? Where are we going?" I asked. "Who are you?" She led me through the library, moving through the work tables, small sofas, and armchairs with seemingly random movements, throwing glances over her shoulder. Her pace was increasing. I followed along, still trying to work out what was going on. I turned my head, instinctively mimicking her movement, looking behind us. A shadow hulked in the room, somehow superimposed over the mundane scene of students in the library. It was a large, smudgy shape, so dark at its core that it seemed to be engulfing the light in the room. I felt a rumble through my feet that I hadn't noticed before. My eyes widened and my mouth dropped open. I felt the woman in white slide her hand down my arm and wrap it around my own. She grasped my hand hard, and I tore my eyes away from the shadow to look at her, a scream on the ready. "Run," she said urgently.